It's hard to imagine that just one simple concept can have such a profound effect on your silver stack. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that is and how you can implement it right now, whether you are a beginner stacker or somebody who has been stacking for years. Let's talk about it as we explore. There's really only one way to increase your stack, and that is to buy more, right? Well, there's wrong ways to buy and there's right ways to buy. And nonetheless, sometimes there's a deal that can be had, and we look for the best deals possible. But this is not about finding those deals, finding the lowest price possible. It's a relatively elementary concept when you think about it, to search around and scour for the best deals. Summit Metals, who's a channel sponsor, oftentimes has the lowest price on your silver products that you're looking for. So check them out as you cost compare. But this is not about that. This is about a simple strategy to start. If you are a beginner silver stacker, well, you are at the right place at the right time to implement such a strategy. And that is to budget. That's right. Set aside a budget. It sounds so simple, but that will change your silver stacking forever, and you will see your stack grow. Now, I'm going to get into that in a moment, but I want to remind you about another video that is being posted today by my friend Silver Heist, who has another concept about gold that will change your gold stack forever. So I'm going to link to that in the end screen or in the description of this video as well. So make sure to check that video out. Now, this is an interesting aspect about budgeting, and it sounds so simple, and you would be surprised at how many folks who have been stacking a long time or who have managed a lot of money, they don't have a budget. And it's not something that you necessarily have to document in a spreadsheet or the like. There's other ways to budget as well, but it may be a good idea to mark down your expenses and mark down all of your financial obligations in some way, document it from your paycheck or your revenue source, and then look at where your budget and where the money that you have left over and where that goes. How much of that are you going to spend on silver? Now, the reason why I'm not talking about gold is, well, mainly because Silver Heist is doing a video about gold, but maybe not necessarily with regards to budgets. But this does apply to gold as well, but silver is easier because it's a lot cheaper. I mean, it really is. And there's so many different sizes and forms of silver that you can have, even from within the silver round category. You can get anywhere from 10th ounce silver rounds, which is not recommended for stacking, all the way up to 10 kilo sized silver rounds or coins. But there's different size bars. There's just as much, if not more, variations of silver bars out there, all the way up to the contract size, which is 1,000 ounces, which is not really recommended for most people to stack because it's not very divisible. But nonetheless, you can get different bars, rounds, and obviously coins. And there's two major categories of coins. You've got your government-issued bullion coins, such as the eagle or the maple leaf that you see here. And then you have constitutional silver, which is the absolute best way to buy fractional, in my opinion. And, constitutional silver here in the United States comprises of half dollars, quarters, and dimes. And there's times where I will just be buying a dime or 2 dimes in any given week at my local coin shop. But I have developed a way to kind of budget and base off of my expenses and where I prioritize discretionary spending. Now, discretionary spending is the money that's left over from your budget, and if it does help you to document that stuff, then that's fine. I would encourage you to make it a habit, because if you make it a habit to budget, you're going to make it a habit to stack. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that there was a great amount of time where I did not make it a habit to stack, and I gave up on stacking silver for a long time. These bars right here are testimony to that. And these bars I bought when silver languished around $4 to $5 an ounce for quite a long time. And I purchased these, and mainly I justified the purchase because I thought, well, they look kind of cool. They look kind of cool to have in the stack, but how many of these do I really need? I could have bought a whole lot more at such a cheap price back then. I did not do it, obviously, and I'm paying the price now because I didn't prioritize some of the discretionary spending, and I really didn't have a full grasp and concept on what stacking silver really meant. Because I thought, well, the price is, not doing a whole lot for literally years. What's the point? And so I kind of gave up on it because I didn't fully understand it. But once you fully understand what silver stacking is about and how it will preserve your wealth through the courses of time, even when the price languishes, because it's about preserving wealth for each individual and how and when you make a purchase. We have seen time and time again, in fact, even since I started stacking, really at about 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years before I started this channel, I started stacking regularly again. I watched the price move up dramatically to hit almost $50 an ounce, and I was still buying even just a little bit at that time to fall right back down and to languish well below $20 an ounce for a number of years. And I've talked about some of that time frame on this channel. But it's about setting aside money in your discretionary budget that is allocated purely for stacking silver. And that money, you stay within that budget, within that discretionary income, and then you start buying regularly. Now, obviously, it's a very simple concept. You do that one time, and you're going to watch your stack grow. However, there's a little bit more to it than that in terms of implementing it, and that is to find a good local coin shop. That's right, a good local coin shop to develop that relationship that you can go in and maybe cherry pick, some of the nicer looking Mercury dimes, quarters or $50 or whatever, if they'll let you do that, and give them your business and develop that relationship so that you can get some good deals and good quality products there. I think that is crucially important. It's also good to bookmark websites of your favorite online bullion dealers, ones that you know and trust. Now, the channel sponsors obviously Summit Metals here, but there are other dealers that are very good out there. Pick one that you like and that's good, and or a few, and check them out first. You got to develop relationships with them to a point as well, and develop a history. And I think that if you do that, you're going to find that you as an individual, even though you may just be digits on a screen in some way or an account, give them a call. Tell them, hey, I've done a lot of business with you in the past. I just want to thank you, but also, let me know if there's any specials. Sign up for those email alerts. Whenever there's any specials that are out there, or just shop around, find those low prices from Summit Metals and other places. They are there. And then make it happen. As part of that buying strategy, you may elect to try to fill up a tube, set yourself some goals in your stacking strategy, and be agile with it, because your discretionary income should not all go to gold and silver. You need money for other things as well, too. Entertainment, quality of life is so important. There's other things that unexpected expenses that could come along that aren't necessarily emergencies, but you may need to scale back. You need to be agile. So there may be one month where you may only be able to buy half as much, even if the price of silver goes down. Have that flexibility, but at least get a little bit at a time. And if you can make that happen every month or every pay period to make a purchase, at least some. Like I said, there's been times where I have only been able to purchase just a few Mercury dimes, or just 1 ounce of silver, or 2 ounces of silver in any given month. It's okay. You're developing that habit, and that will grow your stack, and your stack will never be the same again, because it's only going to grow. You are going to be measuring your wealth in ounces, not so much in Federal Reserve units and dollars, these dollars that you see here. And this is a little different one. This is the latest variation of the dollar. I don't have my other one handy, or else I'd show that to you, my regular dollar that I show. But it's really about just sticking within a budget and developing that budget and pressing on and being consistent and being persistent. And folks, that is dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging springs forth out of a budget. and out of a habit of making purchases. And you can enhance that dollar cost averaging by buying a little bit more when the price goes down dramatically. In fact, that discretionary budget where you allocate certain parts of that discretionary income, you may elect to put more of it towards silver whenever there's a massive dip or a spot deal somewhere, or if the silver price climbs up dramatically in any given point in time, maybe you hold off and just wait until it comes back down, or you buy a lot less or not at all in that month. It's okay as long as you're not breaking the habit, and that habit essentially is flexible and agile. And that's really the key here. So to find out how your gold stack will change forever, check out Silver Heist channel. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I want to also express a special gratitude to all of my regular subscribers. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos daily. I know I post a lot of content, and it means a lot to me that you are here. I value you so much, and you're what makes this channel great. And with that being said, I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate. That means press that thumbs up button down below, share this video, comment, and subscribe.